everyone, and welcome back to Dynamic Touch. Last time we were here, it was January 2022, concerning my curly hair update when it comes to my heat train curl pattern. I have also been periodically updating you guys on my hair and how it's doing with my heat styling and how it's going with wearing it straight, with a couple of glimpses of my hair curly here and there. Today I am doing a curl update on my heat train curls for the summer 2022. So let's begin. So first, I always start with looking back at what my hair looked like when I first made the video that garnered traction. In that video, I talked about my curls becoming looser without chemicals. I spoke about how one bad flat iron resulted in loose curls and how I cut off all my hair and began my heat train journey over again in order to see if I could replicate the results. But this time I wanted a safer, slower, and more reasonable approach. This is due to the fact that I wanted to retain as much length going forward into my new heat training journey. My heat train curls from before the big chop was incredibly loose. I never talked about this, but the curls were so loose that wash and go products I had previously used on my natural hair would slide right off the curls and leave tons of products all over my shirt, and usually I would have to go and try to wipe it off or bring a new shirt to work with me. I had to alter my routine to fit more of a 3A, 3B routine. Most of the time I would wear my heat train hair in a variation of this style. I never really took pictures of it because life was busy, and also documenting my curls at that point wasn't a goal of mine, because remember, this is before I made that YouTube video, or else I feel like I would have taken time to document it more. So I either wore my hair like this, or I would wear my hair slicked down with just conditioner, no gel, although I wouldn't recommend you do that every day because it's really not healthy for your hair. My current heat train curls have more springiness and they have more bounce to them. Essentially, they have more life to the curl pattern itself. I like it because it holds products much easier now. I understand that the longer my hair gets, the looser the curl patterns will become. But for now, I am enjoying the fact that the hair products don't just slide off my hair as fast as it did on my pre-big chopped heat train curls. Another thing that I've noticed is that my summer 2022 heat train curls are gradient curls. My pre-big chop curls did not have a gradient. It was just heat train curls. Although during this time I did use heat periodically, it was not enough to alter my new growth. My current heat train curls are a different story. It has a gradient. The tightest curls of my hair are at the roots, of course, and the looser curls are at the bottom. A gradient curl pattern is a positive sign when heat training. Most very popular, well-known heat train naturals who have extremely long lengths of hair have hair that exists on a gradient, especially long-term heat train naturals. Kind of like Kenya Moore. She has beautiful gradient hair, and I talk about that in my celebrities who are heat train naturals. That's one of the signs that someone is a heat train natural, especially if they have been doing it for years. The next benefit that I noticed about my heat train hair is that it is extremely easy to blend with kinky curly extensions. Contrary to belief, people would have you believe that kinky curly extensions are exact match when it comes to 4 textured hair. Unless someone is actively cutting the hair of someone who has 4 textured hair and wefting it, that is the only way 4 textured hair will match kinky curly extensions. Most extensions are not made with kinky curly hair. They are processed into acting or looking like kinky curly hair. But as we always say on this channel, just because something looks the same doesn't mean that it's made the same structurally. So a lot of women have a hard time blending, or they may not know the right blending techniques when it comes to kinky curly hair extensions. I always have been able to blend my hair with my kinky curly extensions, even when my hair was not heat trained. But I did notice that my heat trained hair has made it incredibly easy to blend with kinky curly extensions. In fact, it takes me seconds. When I go out with my kinky curly extensions, I often see women checking my roots of my hair, particularly black women. Normally they're checking for tracks or seeing like, oh, is that all her hair? Which is totally understandable. I don't take any offense. Normally I smile at them, and that kind of invites the door or opens the door for conversation, for dialogue. And then they end up asking me about my hair, where did I get it from, how do I style it, etc. And that is something I see as a positive. I have really been enjoying being a heat trained natural because it fits so well for me in my lifestyle. Although I never wrap my hair at night, and I probably will never learn to wrap my hair, just to be honest, I have no interest in learning that. But as a result, my hair normally has random crinkles throughout the hair and has random curls after my first day, like the day right after my press. But despite all this, I still am happy that I get to enjoy straight hair that stays straight, really. And most importantly, I like the fact that I can go back to curly and still have a very natural looking curl pattern. Since the beginning of my heat training journey in September of 2020, I never would have thought that I would be able to achieve so much when it comes to heat training hair. I especially would never have thought that I would learn so much about natural hair through this experience. I am truly in awe. My hair is the longest it's ever been in my life, and I'm still able to retain length and wear the hairstyles I choose to wear. I am truly thankful that God's hand is involved in every step of the way, because I feel like I've learned so much and I have so much more to learn. And I truly feel like God continues to open up my eyes and show me what heat training can and cannot be, breaking down misconceptions, and really just altering and changing the definition of what heat training means, especially heat training as an individual in your house. That's a whole nother step, a whole nother layer to it. I cannot wait to continue to explore this topic, continue to problem solve, problem shoot when it comes to this topic of wearing heat trained hair. And most importantly, I'm looking forward to continuous innovation. I think there'll come a time, by the grace of God, that heat training will not be something that is seen as so extreme or seen as so rare, that if a woman wants to get up and heat train her hair in the comfort of her home, that will be an extremely easy thing for her to do. It won't be something like, oh, she has to think twice about, or something she's scared to do. It'll be something that is so common. And I believe that with my sister's program and her guidance at the Waiting Room NHB, this is very much possible. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you all next time on Dynamic Touch. Bye.